a brief one. So, of course, we're hearing all the talk about the CEO from United Healthcare being assassinated. He wasn't assassinated, that guy was shot. Assassinated would be, if he was somewhat of a person of importance other than some asshole denying people's healthcare claims. Um, but there's been debate on what type of firearm or malfunctions and stuff. Now, jokingly, the other night I was saying it's probably like a P80. Probably, I don't know, those P80 pistols or something, because those are known to jam up like crazy. And then I was like, or it could have a spring filled. And I've zoomed in and I've watched that video footage, I don't know, at least 300 times, just trying to like zoom in, get a good look at what type of pistol. One thing for certain is the suppressor he has was improvised. I can tell right off the bat. Um, Part of it is because it doesn't have, there's what's called a booster spring that's in a suppressor. And basically, what that is, I wish I could show you guys on a live, but you're not allowed to look at firearms on live streams. It's a basically it's a recoil spring that counteracts the weight on your pistol. So when you shoot, you've got a suppressor pushing up against the slide on your barrel that's screwed on. When you shoot, this little thing gives it a boost to push back harder and kicks back and goes fully into battery again, so you can continue to shoot. And that's why, in this case, having an improvised suppressor, depending on the gun, you could shoot, click, blow back. It's not going to cycle completely. And then you see somebody fidgeting, dumping the round on the ground. That's most likely what it is. There's a company called Gem. They sell mock suppressor shrouds, and then there's all sorts of companies all over like Temu and DHgate and all that crap. I mean, all the same places people go to buy switches and all that garbage. But in this case, that's with a 9mm. Surprisingly, I'm surprised it didn't cycle, because I've had some without those, and I've never had problems, but it can happen. So you have that factor. It as silly as it may sound, if you're going to assassinate somebody or anything along that line, a lot of people think I'm crazy for this one, but I think the mob did it quite a bit in the 70s and 80s, is using a 22 as a suppressor. The reason being because all you hear is click and maybe a little poof of air. That's it. No noise. This day and age, I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy to think about. Like 9mm jam, shoot, jam, shoot, jam, shoot. I still want to know. So did the guy get hit 3 times or only twice? Because according to everything I've read and looked at, it's 2 rounds, one in the back of the leg. They're talking about how they found a water bottle that was from Starbucks that might have fingerprints, but it doesn't. It only has a little bit of DNA. Now, here's the thing. If you've never been in trouble, never had a government job, anything along that line, your DNA is not on file. So that does no good. However, if you do get in trouble later in life, now that they have that, your DNA is on file and they will match it. So, that's kind of how that works. People, DNA extraction and everything along that line is simple nowadays. For instance, earlier this summer, somebody broke into my storage unit, stole a lot of stuff out of it. The cops, what was it that they did? They fingerprinted some of the stuff in there for the police report. They gave me a swab. My DNA is already on file anyways with the government. It's been for ages. My wife, hers has been on file with the government because she's worked for the government. My stepson and my younger kids. And that way, when they were checking for DNA around inside the storage unit, they could, okay, well, this is Casey's, this is his wife's, this is his stepson, this is the daughter's, this is the other stepson. So here's this random one, we don't know whose this is. If it matches something in the system, we might be able to find out who close by, if they have a criminal record already. So, it's I mean, cops can definitely, you can get DNA test results a lot quicker than they used to. Uh, New York City's freaking huge. Another thing to take into consideration, that Starbucks that he got this water bottle from, how many people have touched water bottles, or, you know, the girl stocking the water bottles, or customers grabbing them and putting them back. I mean, it's very inconclusive. It's not, I don't know, I wouldn't think it's something to go off of, but right now they're running blind. I mean, you know, they found a backpack supposedly. Still, nothing big on that. But I don't know. I feel like that they're wasting a lot of resources trying to find this dude when there's other problems and things going on right now in New York or the country in general. They should be focusing on, because how many murder charges and cases uh, would be overlooked if it were just a regular, I don't know, regular dude walking down the road that wasn't rich. Or, you know, you've got shootings every day in St. Louis, Chicago, Minneapolis, New York. Why is this one so special for you guys to follow up on? It's because the guy's rich. He's a CEO. He has money. Poor people deal with murders every day in their neighborhoods and communities, and, you know, you don't see anybody making a huge outrage out of it. Just my thoughts. But, you know, so that second rule of business today. So there's what's called the Gundie Awards. Now, I have no desire to be a somebody, but you've got all these guys on their channels like, oh, vote for me, all this shit, whatever. Johnny Q got nominated for like most entertaining channel. This guy is borderline fucking retarded. Hey, Antonino, good morning. This guy is, okay, this guy couldn't cut it being a cop. He's a painter. And for some reason, this dude, his entire like content is, do cheap optics actually work and are worth money? Good question. And it's just complete bullshit. It's just gun slop. You watch the channel, he's like, every other video is about John Wick, him trying to be like John fucking Wick. And people say that's entertaining. Dude, if I want to watch content about John Wick, I'll watch John Wick. I mean, this dude, he like totally gauges his shit for kids that are underage, which really irritates the shit out of me, especially with firearms, man. Because oh, can we put a regular scope on a Nerf gun? Can I get an AR-15 that looks like a Nerf gun? You know, dumb shit like that. And, you know, every title has Fortnite or Deadpool or anything like that. John Wick magazine reloads and all this shit. And it's like, how is that entertaining to you guys? Because this kid, it's not like Mythbusters, or it's not like he's actually doing cool John Wick shit. He's got fanny packs that he sells, or man purses, or European carry-alls if you're in Steinfeld or whatever. But I mean, like, this dude, like, he brings nothing to the table for the firearm community whatsoever. You know, I mean, he's like 5'2". I could care less about his height, but it's just funny because when I watch him, you watch some of his videos when he's like doing timing reloads and shit like that, you can tell he speeds it up. And it's like, okay, dude. If you guys ever watched the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder back from way when, watch how the Oompa Loompas move, and then go check out one of Johnny Q's shorts clips of him trying to be John Wick and whatnot, going through the woods and shooting while he's moving. He's wobbling like that, dude. And like how it's sped up, you can tell right off the bat it's fake, and it's just like, why is this guy trying so hard to impress people? I mean, you know, he goes off with the, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the baddest, and all this shit. Well, then why are you always doing John Wick shit and trying to be cool? You know, and what's funny to me is the firearm community, for a lot of people that are new to this or tuning in or whatever, they're not very forgiving with a lot of stuff. and they're very particular and very precise. And it's something as simple as if I were to eject the magazine from my Glock and say, "Oh, here's my clip for my pistol," you're going to have like 90 people comment on that video being like, "That's not a clip, asshole. That's a magazine." That's just how it is. And a lot of criticism and a lot of precision and stuff like that. So you have to be careful. Veteran community's the same way, man. You have to be extremely careful with what you put out on the internet because you'll get called out for it. Um, so I mean, and this kid's over there calling these a clip, and I'm just thinking, I think it's petty. I don't give a shit. If I want to break his balls, I'll say stuff because I think it's funny because he does get irritated. And I know people send clips of my stuff when I make fun of him, but like I totally troll him. Not gonna lie, I enjoy it. But I mean, like, man, it's just, is it like, are you doing that shit though? Are you typing that in there just because you know it will get people to watch this and totally just like, oh, boost your algorithm because you're saying dumb shit, so people are going over and watching? I mean, is that the case? I mean, that's some Tony Pizza shit, man. For anybody that watches MobTube stuff, you do bad things and people want to come watch you just for the mere reason being a scumbag. But it blows my mind. And he got nominated for an award. So here's what I had for a solution for looking at all these people nominated for the Gundie Awards or whatever. I'm going to have the Golden Douchebag Awards. And what we're going to do is we're going to nominate some people. We're going to have a good time with it. And on January, we'll go through it and we will gladly present them with their email of being a golden douchebag for the firearm community. I don't know. I think it'll be fun. But, and a lot of people are saying, well, that's kind of an asshole thing to do, Casey. Well, guess what? Sometimes you got to take the low road, and I can be an asshole, man. I mean, that's just all there is to it. But I just thought, who comes up with these ideas? Now, I know with anything on the internet, people do anything for money, big time. I've done dumb shit on here, but unfortunately, I didn't get paid for it. I've eaten crayons and God knows what else. Things for theater, right? But it's like, all right, so he's on here doing dumb shit. Because and then you look at it. I guarantee this. Look up. You know what? I'll post a bunch of different pages on my community of people that do incredibly dumb things, and the fact that YouTube hasn't taken their channels down blows my fucking mind. One of them is this dude. Like, I'm just scrolling through. Never seen this guy before, but apparently this other dude's famous. He had like 94,000 subs, right? He's over there banging his pistol. If he's putting Wick in Fortnite in the title, he's targeting teens and kids. Exactly, Antonino. And that's been my argument since day one with this dude. I'll get back to the other story in a minute. But yeah, Antonino. When on the day after Thanksgiving, when I took my kids out because we go shoot pumpkins with guns or whatever, and my stepson isn't as familiar with firearms as I am, but him and his buddies, they play those games and stuff like that, the video games. And he had said something reference wise to the video game, and I was like, no, that's not accurate, and I had to correct him on it. And then I was thinking about it. Okay, that's off of Fortnite or Call of Duty or whatever, and they're getting this information in La La Land, thinking, the fact is, the reality of it is guns are dangerous. Train and be safe. You can, but it's an instrument of death that you're holding in your hand. And, when you've got people targeting kids like that play video games where you respawn and come back alive and, all that James Bond shit, it's scary. I mean, I don't know, it's like nowadays with all the technology and stuff, people have such a hard time finding reality, I guess. But this dude definitely, that's exactly what he does. Because if you've got 2.7 million kids watching your channel, man, you're going to get clicks and views galore. Gun companies, which it surprises me, sponsor his channel. I mean, it does and it doesn't, because, you know, that makes them money, which, you know, I'm not going to complain about that shit. I'm not even complaining that the dude makes money, but I'm just curious as to have they ever actually watched any of his content? Because I wouldn't want to be putting my products on some dude who's out there doing dumb shit. Um, the thing I was going to tell you, this other dude that I came across, he's over there. Okay, he's got, everybody knows that high points are not very good guns. They're one of the cheapest guns you can buy. They're known to jam. They're heavy. They're, you know, you can buy one for like 120 bucks, 130 bucks. I don't know, something like that. This dude's got one that's loaded, and he's over there banging the back of it on top of a table, and it just shoots right up, right past his head, like about yay far. And I'm just thinking in my head, this guy almost just turned himself into a human Pez dispenser. This is on YouTube. He's over there doing this, and then like I'm going through all the rest of his videos, and this dude is just doing dumb shit like that the entire time, and I'm like, wow, you know, this is what it's came down to, huh? So, you know, I see things like that, and I'm like, and how are these guys getting nominated for awards? I mean, this dude's like almost a Darwin Award. Um, you know, it goes back down to, you guys have seen me do, any of you that were on my older channels before they got taken down, the kids that are taking the gun, pointing it right at their crotch and sitting there and fucking with the trigger on it. And one of those kids actually blew his scrotum off, and like, I mean, we all knew it was going to happen eventually, but why even do that? I just don't understand that. If you're a dude, I mean, I don't know, man. This is a different time. This is a different time and different people, and bointing, as it's called, pure stupidity. Johnny Q doing a video called Russian Roulette American Style. And what he does is these aren't bullets, so I can actually show these on a live. He'll take a magazine in what we do, and if any of you have seen any of my range videos or whatnot, if you're doing drills on a malfunction drill, you take snap caps, you know, just a dummy round, it's inert. You randomly load it into your magazines. You load real rounds into it as well. And then when you get out to the range, you're shooting malfunction. So you hear you tap, rack, bang, get back in, shoot, whatever. This dude's like, oh yeah, Russian roulette American style. You know, he's like loading them, watching them as he's loading them. And then it's just like, you know, this is just stupid. You would think people would have enough common sense to not do anything along the line of this, but, you know, with him, who fucking knows? I mean, Russian roulette with a box magazine, dude. Okay, for starters, Russian roulette is revolver, you roll it. Russian roulette is not something you should probably be doing on YouTube or even using the terminology, but like, I can see some dumb kids going, yeah, Russian roulette with the box magazine, you know, load up a mag and then just boom, not realizing that it's really not random. It's however it's loaded. There's no spin, but it's just shit like that. It just blows my mind. And I'm like, just these type of people, but they're getting awards. So, and I, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's like, if I were to see these people in person, I don't even know what I'd say to them. I'd be like, man, you are probably just like, you're the biggest fucking idiot I've ever seen on the internet, man. Like, straight up. But, I mean, quite frankly, it's crazy how much influence, and I hate that term influencer, but how many people that are influencers that really do have quite a bit of power when it comes to it, and especially over kids. And that's what's nuts. I mean, Second Amendment's for everybody, but Second Amendment has responsibilities that come with it. You know, and I believe everybody should be allowed to have firearms. You know, that's our rights in the United States. If you're a super ultra violent offender with weapons, might be an exception, but yeah, they really do, Anthony. You know, I mean, and that's just it. I mean, it's running around. You know, you've got tactical shooters that do tactical competitions, And those are the dudes that look way cool. You know, they're running back and forth, doing all that stuff. Awesome. You've got your armed force guys. They're cool. Whatever. Especially the special forces dudes. You watch a lot of their channels. They do some way cool shit. You've got your regular people who like to shoot. They do cool stuff. But then when you're, I don't know, it's just like when you're promoting unsafe behavior, unethical activity and shit like that, man, it's like, and people like you, I don't know. I look at it and I think, what a douchebag. Now, I mean, hell. But then I think about it and then I realize that it's kids. And it's because kids see it and kids don't know better and kids think that's cool. And it's like, no, this isn't, I don't know. You know, I've been blocked on that dude's channel. You know, and it's not trolling him when I go on his channel. It's asking him legit questions and he won't ever answer me. So, you know, whatever. But like I said, it's not like I'm some big, huge voice for the gun community. There's a lot of other people way before me. I mean, mine's a lot of shit talking, parodies, and, you know, manufacturers and history junk. But, like, some of these dudes, it's just, I mean, like my wife even, you know, she's not as into guns as I am, but she'll flat out call Johnny Q out on his bullshit. My kids, I mean, they, you know, they're shooting etiquette, safety, and everything is like, you know, on par. It's just this dude. I don't know. It blows my mind. It truly does. And then like it's just gun slop content. Basically, if you guys have ever checked out Vintage Warfare, dude's freaking awesome. He got nominated. Now he's somebody I would actually say deserves the award. He has a lot of cool military surplus stuff. He goes over, you know, different models of SKS rifles and things along that line. He's got some pretty funny shit on there too. But I don't know. I would say, I don't know, check out his channel. Definitely worth a look. You know, he's been on. He's gotten into it with this Johnny Q dude a few times. Told him straight up, your content's gun slop. And I don't know, good stuff. But you know, that's kind of the rant for today, guys. Single Shot Sunday. Antonino, thank you for dropping in my chat real quick here. I don't get too many people on the chats, my friend. But thanks for dropping in. And anybody that watches this replay later, thanks so much. You guys enjoy. If you guys hear any news or anything on that CEO stuff, comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. Or, you know, anybody with any new info on anything gun related that might be interesting. Gunfather series. I've got 8. I'm doing Heckler and Koch right now. A lot of cool guns with them. Everybody loves the MP5, the MP7, the VP9. So we'll be dropping those for you guys. You guys take care.